Hey guys, Dave here. This is my channel, Dave Rides again. If you're new here, hello and welcome. If you're an existing subscriber, it's great to see you back. Okay, so I'm back in Durham, back from the Gralloch. It's the day after the event. No broken bones, bikes in one piece, so I guess you could say we're off to a good start. I mentioned in previous videos how nervous and apprehensive I was about doing this event, and I can confirm those feelings were pretty well founded. The day before the event, all the talk was around how big and how technical some of the gravel was, and this did absolutely nothing to calm my nerves. On turning up at the event car park, definitely had the feeling and vibe of being a serious race. Spoke to a guy who did it last year, and he said whereas last year there was loads of riders in check shirts, baggy shorts, loads of bar bags, this year it was more about skin suits and aero socks. Being in that start pen definitely took me back to my road racing days and the feelings I used to experience then. So I entered this event back in December. I think I was in Spain, and we've been watching some gravel events on YouTube. I was on Facebook, and social media did what it does best. It popped up an advert for this Gralloch gravel. This is an event I've heard of, I'm aware of it. So without even thinking about it, I fired an entry in. And then later on after that, I started watching some gravel racing on YouTube, and it dawned on me that I'd entered a full-on UCI gravel race. This wasn't going to be a social ride, this was definitely a race. And from that moment, the nerves leading up to the event just built. Although I own a gravel bike and I've ridden some of the bridleways and tracks around where I live, I'm definitely 100% a roadie. Nerves aside though, the atmosphere at the start was absolutely electric. The weather was great, the music was pumping, and there was over 2,000 riders gridded up and ready to hit the trails. For me, I just wanted to get across that start line and get the wheels turning.
4, 3, 2, 1, away you go. But no need to race. Enormous category. Huge number.
Okay, just to touch on the format of these races. They ran off in the age category order, and I'm in the 45 to 49 age group. 230 of us roll out Gatehouse Fleet just after 10 AM. There's a short neutralised section which takes us out of town, then it's game on. It doesn't take long before we turn off the tarmac and hit the first gravel climb of the day, which is aptly named Fuffolk Hill. My relaxed start of the race has me around mid-park, and as you can see how far up the road the front of the race already is. Today my strategy was to start steady and ride myself into the race, knowing I wouldn't be able to hang with the fastest riders, but hoping my endurance would come good and allow me to pick up some places towards the end. After a hectic start, I get into a rhythm and start making my way through the field, passing riders who set off in earlier groups. Just to shout out the guy who's riding the disc wheel, I didn't know these were a thing in gravel. It didn't take long before the course started to take its first casualties. I started noticing stranded riders by the trailside either fixing punctures or attempting to fix a mechanical. Competition time, watch this video until the end and let me know in the comments how many riders you spot having mechanical issues. In a couple of weeks I'll pick out a winner and send out a special prize. I haven't decided what yet, but it'll be decent.
This section of gravel was the best of the day. It reminded me of watching Strada Bianchi. It was super fast, flowing, and even for a rider like me with no technical ability, it was awesome fun. Didn't feel great early doors. The effort in gravel racing is definitely different to the road events I've been doing this year. The road events are more steady state, balanced efforts, whereas gravel is more punchy with more peaks and troughs in your power. I felt like I slogged my way through the first couple of hours. I felt reasonably comfortable. I was just lacking that top end snap. Shout out to Louis, youngest member on the team. Absolutely heroic ride in the day, mate. Should be proud of yourself. Well done. We've just come through the second feed station and we're into the second half of the event. I'm starting to find my groove, make my way through the field, and the legs are coming good. We're making money and it's time to race. Pretty much riding solo at this point, moving from group to group until I hook up with this guy in the Castelli skin suit. I ride with him for around 20k and man, he's absolutely flying. When I say ride with him, I was mostly sat in his wheel, breathing out my backside. The amount of riders we passed in this next 20k was absolutely unreal. Man, the dude's pulling super strong. I'm trying to ride, do a few turns, and we hit a long, fast descent and he smokes me. This is a story of my day. Note to self, must work on descending on gravel. Off that descent into some deep gravel, ahead of me I can see the viaduct, and I know the gravel is about to come to an end and we're into the final stretch of this epic event. At this point my legs are starting to go. The effort over the last 3.5 hours is definitely starting to take its toll, and as we come off the gravel onto the tarmac I find myself on my own riding into a headwind. I decided to sit up, let this group come along and catch me. I'm pleased I did. They were pulling super strong and definitely saved me a minute or two in the run into the finish. There's something undeniably satisfying about setting a goal that's so far out of your comfort zone than just getting it done. Gralloch Gravel 2024, what a day.
So that was my 2024 Gralloch Gravel. What an event it was. The weather, the setting, the organisation, for me it was a straight 10 out of 10 event. If you're looking for a gravel event for next year, definitely recommend checking this one out. So how did I get on? Well, it's fair to say the event went way better than I ever thought it would. As I hoped, when I crossed that start line, it was like a switch had flicked inside my head and I went straight back into racer mode. For sure, there was a few bits of terrain that were more technical than my ability would allow me to ride fast, but generally I rode the gravel better than I ever have in the past and better than I ever thought was possible. I lost time on the descents, but I made some time back on the climbs and the bits in between. In terms of the result, honestly, I had zero expectations of any tight result. I just wanted to get around incident free, not hurt myself, which I managed, so happy days. Placings wise, I guess mid-pack would have been nice, and also qualification for the Worlds was never even on my radar. But given the amount of riders I passed on the run-in, I thought when I crossed the line, it may be a possibility. Then the results flashed up on the big board. My event time was 3 hours 56, so sub 4 hours, which again, that was way better than I ever expected. And I finished 29th in my age group out of 230 riders. And yes, I did qualify for the Worlds. I couldn't believe it. Hopefully you saw the previous video I did where I did a spec check and walk through this S-Works Crux. Here it is behind me, still caked in fresh Scottish mud, still got the number board on. On the day, the bike performed absolutely flawlessly, couldn't fault it. Although there was a big chunk of luck involved in not having any mechanical incidents, the thought and everything I put into it in the run up to the event definitely paid dividends. I'm signing out this one now, guys, but before I go, I just want to thank all of you for all the support through this channel, without which there's a good chance I might not have even turned up for this event and I might have bailed. There's no doubt this channel has helped keep me accountable and motivated. I also want to give a shout out to the Reef and Racing crew. We had a great turnout for the event, some fantastic results, loads of us qualified for the Worlds, and that event in October is going to be something special. Bring it on. I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. If you have, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Any comments or questions, fire them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. My name's Dave. This is my channel, Dave Rides Again. I'm nothing special, just a mammal on a mission. I'll catch you next time.